Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is King Ruthless and I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. It is going to be a Zerg versus Zerg on the map. No, it's not Xel'Naga Caverns, it's Shakuras Plateau. Oh, silly me, forgetting what map names are called. Let's go to introduce the two players here. So spawning in the bottom left position as a pink Zerg will be Poltergeist. And he is my opponent for this game. Here I am, of course, in the bottom right as a green Zerg. The best Zerg color. And this is game one of our match for the Atlanta Barcraft Championship bracket. So the first set of games that I played, I know I was talking to you guys that, hey, you know it's really cool, I might actually get to fight RG and Future. Well, actually, a player named Crux knocked me out, just like that. Just knocked me flat out. 2-0. And I'm going to bring you another game of him here shortly. It should be right after this cast. And I wanted to show you something that I kind of pulled out of my sleeve that just really made the difference in the game. It's a really sexy game. But anyways, let's go to this game on Shakuras Plateau. It is going to be a ZVZ, and I feel like on this map it is safe. It's safer than on most maps to go 15 hatch. Of course, if he does a 10 pull or a 6 pull, if he does a 6 pull, you're dead. If he does a 7 pull all in, you're dead. If he does an early pull, basically, you risk dying. But against a 14-14, which is what my opponent is doing here, a 15 hatch is actually the best response to this. This gives you a huge economic boost and allows you to just pump out more and more Zerglings and get those faster upgrades. But there's a few things that happen here in this game that, well, just make things sort of interesting. So, at the very least, we see the Overlord just moving out across the map. He is going to scout that I spawn here in close air positions, and so he knows exactly the direct attack path he should go. Now, once I scout this Overlord, notice that I'm hopefully going to be moving my Overlord, who is on a direct path over to this base, to this little wall right here. I'm going to be moving this guy over to this little area right here so when I can see when his lings pop out. So there he goes. He's changed direction now. He's going to try and get right by this little ramp right here and just see when units start coming out. Meanwhile, this Overlord is going to be positioned around the center because I just want to have really good good map vision right here and just see when he's sending more units my way. So as we see here, the gas and pull are down for me. I went for a 15 hatch, I think a 14 pull, and then a 17 extractor. It's allowing me to get out my pull faster. But as you notice here, this little guy right here is a little bit late to pop, so I'm trying to make queens and I'm currently blocked. Sort of an embarrassing moment. And the first 4 links are out for Polt. Poltergeist, he also goes by Polt, so we'll call him Polt. But that's almost like Polt from GSL. Well, he's not the GSL Polt, obviously, so this is Poltergeist. A little bit of lag there, guys. Sorry, not sure what's going on there. And more lings just coming out, as well as a Baneling nest. So this is a 1 base play versus a 2 base play. Now notice where I'm rallying my lings. I'm rallying them to the top of the ramp. I know even if he attacks his hatchery, I will be in decent shape, and maybe I can trap a few lings here. I don't know what these Zerglings are doing back here, but I'm able to pick off one Zergling. And notice that his metabolic boost is about done. And I have not even remembered to take my guys off of gas or get that metabolic boost. I'm just busy chasing down Zerglings. Now when his metabolic boost finishes, he will have the advantage, but I will have the Zergling advantage. So we'll see how much that comes into play here. Metabolic boost and 10 more Zerglings on the way for Poltergeist. So, meanwhile, the Zerglings running around. 2 Banelings morphing in here out the front. And these Zerglings need to hightail it and run, but he's not controlling his Zerglings to the best. He's keeping them up top, being a little bit too defensive. I feel like he could have taken off a few more of these Zerglings out here. So more Zerglings streaming out, and once again, I'm forgetting metabolic boost. I've even taken guys off of gas, and LOL, I forget to do my metabolic boost. So we see a couple of skirmishes here out in the middle. And I'm going to leave my Zerglings out here just to kind of flirt with this Baneling a bit. The scary thing about putting your Baneling so far out front is if I had speed, I would have been able to pick that off, but unfortunately, I was too busy trying to defend my front, and I'm going to be able to just defend it with these Zerglings and this Queen. So more Zerglings streaming out now, and a lot of Zerglings out front. It's just a big dance right here. He's still on 1 base, remember, so I'm going to be pretty far ahead. This Zergling trying to come in here and pick away at the Baneling, who is going to try and get some shots off on these Zerglings. I'm going to try and engage here. He prematurely explodes his Baneling, so premature detonation right there on Polt's part. And you can notice how many more Zerglings I have. Now, a lot of these Zerglings are going to go down and die. That was a wasted Baneling. That Baneling should have been kept alive, and now all these Zerglings are going to stream towards my base. They are going to be at low health, though. So I have a lot more Zerglings on the way. Forgetting to inject there, I did miss one round of larva, and I am pushing forward, and I should have just been wondering about, by now. I was like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't my Zerglings having speed yet? But I'm going to be able to pick off all these Banelings. These Zerglings are going to try and come into the base, but they're not going to be able to do much. Now, these Zerglings will go down, but now he has very low health Zerglings. He's morphing those into Banelings, as many as he can. But meanwhile, I just have so many Zerglings right here. He cannot push up quite yet. I know he's making Banelings down here, because that's the only reason why you would poke up your Zerglings and pull back. And so these Zerglings out here are going to try and bait out the Banelings and try to force an explosion. One of the Zerglings will go down. The other Zergling, not so fortunate, will not be able to pick away at that Baneling. But I'm just keeping his Zergling count down right now. And just right there, I'm just now remember I have Metabolic Boost. So trying to split my Zerglings as best as I can. And so nice Baneling hit goes off there, but I still get the better end of the deal. So a lot of Zerglings going down there for my opponent. It is now 23 Zerglings to 8. My Metabolic Boost is nearing completion, and once they do complete, this should spell the end, really, for my opponent here. He's gone for one base play for a bit too long. I have the Zergling advantage, so I should really be sending these queens out across the map to go kill Overlords. But I only scout one, and I'm going to go ahead and kill it. Meanwhile, Slowlings trudging their way across the map. 18 Zerglings coming out at a time. Not sure what these Zerglings are doing here. But I'm just going to park myself out front, see what the Zergling can scout, see if I can maybe pick off a Baneling. That Zergling does get the Baneling, so nice pick up there from me. And my Zergling speed will just now finish. I need to run away, The Baneling is going to get a nice hit off here. He's able to take out so many Zerglings with that hit. And that Baneling hit not so fortunate, so this handful of Zerglings is able to do a lot of damage now. This drone will die, unfortunately. As well, that drone. And meanwhile, I mean, he's just going for lair right here. I don't agree with him going for lair. I think that his plan was to go for Mutalisk and sort of win the game from that. But unfortunately, that allows my Zerglings to just run in his base and kill whatever I want. So that queen looks like a really nice and healthy target. I'm going to go ahead and pick that off. And it doesn't matter if all these Zerglings die. I've killed off his queen. That's going to limit his production even more. Zerglings is streaming in. I'm going to go ahead and pull them back until I have more Zerglings to attack his main with. And notice he's saving up so much gas right here for Mutalisk, but he just cannot afford anything at this point. He is so far behind as far as economy and as far as Zergling count. So I'm just going to walk right in here. Even with this spine, I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going to try and get a nice surface area surround on these Zerglings. I do get a nice surround on the Zerglings, and that will call the GG. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of mass Zerglings and ZVZ. It is a very sexy thing to behold, and if you micro correctly, you can fend off Ling Baneling aggression. Now, to be honest, he didn't do the best job microing, but what's important there was I took a few lessons here from cats. You notice that every now and then I pick off a couple of Zerglings to pick off the Baneling cocoons, and I would always try to bait out the Baneling hits. So never try to engage a Zergling army whenever he has a couple of Banelings with it. Try and take off a few pot shots while you are killing off the rest of the Zerglings, and then when they get too close, you need to back away, because Banelings are slower than Zerglings. You can give yourself a nice buff area. Anyways, that'll do it for game one of Polt versus Kanga Ruthless. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to rate, subscribe, be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, favorite, and all that fun stuff. And if you're in Atlanta Barcraft and you want your game casted as well, do let me know. I am Kanga Ruthless, otherwise known as Josh on Atlanta Barcraft. Go ahead and send me your replays, but make sure it's okay with your opponent first, because I don't want any weird things going on where the guy's like, dude, that game sucked, why was it cast? You know, just be courteous. But I'll be happy to cast any more games that you guys might have. Anyways, that'll do for this cast. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.